Heat lost to the Celtics last night in Boston, the first game of this little two-game slate. And I feel like there's two ways you can kind of look at this game. There's the perspective where you're looking at Miami's defense, that they just absolutely are not on the same level as Boston in that way when they get going. It was Jason Tatum with 49. It was the fact that Boston shot like an insane level from three in the field, which they've been doing a lot of this season, but it was just not that they couldn't stop them for any specific stretch. The other way you could look at this game is that without Jimmy Butler, with all the offensive issues that we've talked about this season for Miami and not finding their form, they found their form last night. As much as I'm talking about how great this Celtics offense was and how Miami couldn't stop them, they were right in it the entire game and just countering those runs, and getting back in the game just by their offensive type of game plan. So I just want to go through that, and I'm going to go by two specific players, and I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, that can kind of get them into this. But I'll mention the fact that in terms of the defense, I am not as worried, I guess, and too worried about it in general, just because they did what they could last night. I mean, if you want to look at it as worry in a kind of broader perspective, you can. But the shots that they were forcing Boston into are kind of the shots that you want them to shoot. Jason Tatum just got going from three really early. The Derek Whites and the Malcolm Brogdons got really going from three as well. I just don't really know what you can do with that, because you have to sit in zone, because you're running these lineups with two below average defenders. There's just nothing really you can do at that point. So moving on to the offense and the positive perspective, the first one is Bam Adebayo. We've had this discussion recently of him kind of getting going in games, offensive aggression. But the thing is that we're finding out is he's found a go-to. And we've talked about him trying to find a go-to move for a long time now. And I think we can all agree that there's a specific shot that is definitely his go-to now. And it's this shot right here, middle of the floor, little fader, leaner, right in that type of spot. It's all self-created. Almost like most of his shots in this game were just shot creation by himself in the middle of the floor, face-ups, getting to that spot. But he can utilize his jab a little bit more. He can get it over the top. Nobody can really alter his shot, because it's just the release point is so insanely high. And he's also he's shooting a jumper that close to the rim. Usually it's like guys try to shoot floaters, or they do a little push shot or hook. He's shooting his regular form jumper in these spots of the floor, so it's hard to just change the jumper in general. So here's a little spin back into that jumper. Face-up jab, gets to his spot, leans again over the top of Horford. Like, this was over and over and over. Now the ball went out to half court, shot clock going down a little bit. He gets him in isolation, little in and out, fade. It's the same exact shot over and over. And I think as much as it's not too much to look into film-wise, it's just the fact that him finding this type of groove offensively while also finding something he can get to when, let's say, the other stuff is not there, when the rolling aspect isn't there, or let's say the stuff around the rim isn't there. This is what he's going to get to time and time again. Now I'm going to focus on the other guy, which is Tyler Herro. As much as we talk about Bam's kind of go-to move and the offensive aggression, Tyler's passing has been flourishing lately. And part of that is because his usage is just so high on the ball and running pick and rolls with Bam, because obviously no Jimmy kind of falls into that as well. But it's interesting because we talk about the Tyler Bam pick and roll in the aspect of Tyler getting into his pull-up, Bam getting into the lob over the top and getting a dunk. But that's not what this pick and roll is mainly for. Like, yes, that's great. When that's working, it's fun to watch. It's great and good offense. But that's not always what it is. It's also your defenses are so worried about it that it creates other triggers. So I'm going to show in this a couple plays from this game, about 5 plays, where Tyler basically gets an assist because of just the gravity that they have. First one, Tyler comes off the screen. He waits because Tatum gets caught ball watching. Caleb kind of flips the dunker spot and hits a jumper right there. Another Tyler Bam pick and roll. Hits it into Bam. Now he comes off the handoff, gets a little 2-on-1. Look how far Smart is pinched in. This is kind of the Celtics defensive game plan for a while now. Like, they're schematically, they pinch in from corners and wings like this to just basically funnel everything over there. But that's a quick kick out from Tyler and a great hit from Caleb Martin early in this game. You focus on another one, Tyler Bam pick and roll, now flowing into the middle of the floor. They're going to pinch in, and it looks like last time, he kicks that right side because they pinch in. But this is an incredible skip pass. Like, you're going to see Haywood Highsmith just rise up, which was a great read by him to rise up right here. But Tyler whips it across, hits Haywood Highsmith from three, who could deserve his own breakdown because of the stuff he's been doing defensively in this game and also hitting from three. But that's a whole other discussion. Herro-Bam pick and roll once again, heading to the middle of the floor. Look how far Smart is pinching over. He is fully doubling Tyler at the nail, so he cannot get to the rim. Now it's a kick to Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin can hit the three. Last one, Tyler comes off the pick and roll again. It gets to the middle of the floor. He has a 2-on-1. He could kind of make the read at the rim and get it to Bam or shoot the layup or a reverse, but he doesn't. He waits the extra second, kicks to Haywood because they're basically having three guys in the paint. We could talk about the defense being problematic. We could talk about how things fit in general when Jimmy Butler returns. But these trends offensively, the fact that they can stay in the game with Boston when they are absolutely not missing, and the fact that you're picking up on certain trends schematically that they like to get to. Another one that I didn't even get to talk about was Max Strus in the third quarter. They basically just spammed handoffs and pick and rolls for him at Horford because they knew he was going to get around the screen and get a good look up. So Miami's offense is figuring out what they want to get to, and I think that's probably one of the most important things we could see this early in the season.